Welcome back. I wanted to trim these little cups that I made. I'll show you how simple it is. Like I said, I think I said when I was making them, the old ones, a lot of times they didn't even trim them. But in this case, I want to go ahead and trim them. I want something that'll be a little more attractive to sell. So I give it a real simple trim, nothing fancy. And, okay. Very simple. Take the ridge off the outside. And then one turn around the inside, and it's done. Little lumps, you either knock them down or knock them off. And done. Just like that. Where's the camera? Oh, there it is. Okay. And that's what it looks like on the inside. Just a round thing. Round little cup. You could use it as a little plate, or you could use it as a sake cup. Yeah, this chuck I had on from trimming the tea bowls, and since it barely fits these cups, I'll go ahead and use it. I normally wouldn't use a chuck this small, but it works all right. That's got a little bit of a bump there. Okay. I probably don't even need this. Just to give you an idea how open this clay is, you can see how it's tearing when it trims and how rough it is. This is actually de-aired clay. When it's de-aired, it doesn't usually get that rough when you trim it, but this is just clay that was dug out of the ground, pounded in a mortar, re-wet, and mixed. So it's really fun to work with, actually. When I first pugged it out, even de-aired, it just fell apart when you tried to make something, when I tried to make anything. But now that it's sat a couple months in the bag, it was actually really nice. Oh, there it slipped a little bit, but if I redo that, it will ruin it even worse. So I'm just going to leave it as such. And depending on how it fires, it might even look better with a little off-center trim like that. That would actually be called Mikazuki Kodai, which means a crescent moon foot. Marketing genius on the part of the person who thought of it when he didn't trim his cup right. I probably should have wet that, but we'll see what happens. This is a little lopsided this time. I hate to lose my it popped off anyway, so I'm going to re-wet it and see what happens. That'll probably grab better after I've re-wet it. This one had some rocks rolling around on the inside from the clay. And clean those out. That might help a little bit. Let's see what happens now. Alright, let's try this again. That's a little better. Trim around the base. Just define the foot. And then real slow like, let's just scoop out the inside. Like that, and it's done. That would have been really nice if I'd been able to keep those thread marks from where I cut it from the wheel, but maybe next time. You have to be careful that the cups aren't too soft when you're trimming on a huge chuck like this with these small cups, because if you push too hard in the center, sometimes they just collapse. I could feel it collapse a little bit when I pushed down just now. I'm going to look on the inside when I'm done. We'll see whether it was pushed in or not. Hopefully it won't be. If it is, sometimes you can just push it back out, but we'll see. Oh, it didn't really push in. That's good. Okay. Re-wet that. With the cloth over the chucks, if you're having trouble with it sticking, you just re-wet it, and that usually fixes it. But if it's too wet, then it digs into the clay and you're left with what a friend of mine, first time I'd heard it I laughed, but it's called chuck rash. He called it chuck rash, and I've sort of adopted the term. Especially when you trim soft like that, it's easy to get chuck rash. There's a big rock. I'm going to make sure that that stays there. And later on, when it gets fired, it might do something cool. Or it might ruin everything, who knows. But, you know, it's just a little cup, so. Ooh, something caught. Another big rock, but it came out before I could do anything. Okay.